everybody. We are here. Hi. Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI, the weekly podcast for Actors Theater of Indiana, the resident professional theater company at the Center, Allied Center for the Performing Arts in Carmel, Indiana, USA. My name is Cindy Collins. I'm one of the co-founders of Actors Theater of Indiana. And today I have Sophie Jones and Ben Friesen. And they are two cast members of the currently rehearsing, but the next production for ATI, She Loves Me. Sophie plays Amalia Balish, and Ben plays Arpad. And it isn't Laszlo?
Yep.
Because I don't even pay attention to his last name, because it's not said until the end, end of the show.
It's true. He's got to earn it.
And he does. But they are absolutely magnificent, and we are just in rehearsals. They're just so wonderful in this show, and I think it's going to be just such a beautiful production, directed by Richard J. Roberts, wonderful director. And the cast, I have to say, is just wonderful. Like I said, all the leads are just spot on. Two of them right here. And I'm actually in this one, and I'm in the ensemble, which is really a lot of fun. The ensemble has so much fun in this show. But anyway, I digress. So let's talk about you, okay? So let me ask you guys, and these are Sophie and Ben are not local. So where do you originally hail from?
I'm originally from southern Minnesota. I'm a Midwest girl, born and raised. Mm-hmm. It's a town called Mankato, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. It's about
Little House on the Prairie.
Yes. Betsy Tacy.
I heard that.
Betsy Tacy.
Yep.
It's about an hour and a half south of the Twin Cities.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go.
I was born and raised around Chicago, so I'm from Orland Park originally, which people are like, oh, it's not really Chicago. But, I spent a lot of time in the city growing up, and
stand by it.
I stand by it, yeah. I still claim it as my city. And, I've been living in Nashville now for a couple of years, and that's where I've been sort of based.
Yes, I didn't even know, I didn't even know where you were coming from. I had no idea, you know what I mean? No idea. All over. How do you like Nashville?
It's super interesting, yeah. The theater community there is fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah, really, really great. It's been growing like mad. It's super interesting. It feels like construction all the time, and you'll blink, and then all of a sudden there's a new building.
Well,
yeah, right.
So you went from one to the other. Exactly. Almost constant construction and constant building.
Yeah.
So listen, when you guys, and I ask this, same thing. You go to school for it, right? Mm-hmm. You go to university, you get your degree, right? And then you kind of hit the ground running, I guess, right? Where'd you go to school?
I actually went to school in my hometown, University of Minnesota, Mankato. Okay. Mankato State University, Minnesota. They've changed names so many times that I'm like, what are we now? But it's a great little school inside Mankato, and they do 18 productions a year. So I was like, boom, done. Let me pad my resume while I'm in school. Yeah. So.
Wow, where'd you go?
I went to Trinity Christian College. It's very small. It's 1,100 undergrad. It's also around my hometown, so it's in Palos Heights, Illinois. Not they don't have a musical theater program, but they had a wonderful theater director, Dr. John Sebastian, and he also taught all the theater classes. And it really prepared me well because we had just a black box, and so I got so used to this close, intimate
acting. The studio theater is here.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I like that too. I mean, I love a big house too,
mm-hmm.
but there's something about that intimacy where the audience sees you're sweating, and they really see the expressions on everybody, and they really get really involved with the show. I mean, I like that too. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So when you were growing up, and everybody, I always kind of think about this. Were you influenced? Were you not influenced? Did you just be like, I'm going to be an actor? Or, I was surrounded by it at home. Somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody in your family did it maybe as a hobby, or they were in the profession.
No, so my family...
Oh, God.
Doesn't know anything about theater.
No, all across the board.
Yeah. So, I've been in Beauty and the Beast a couple of times, and I always have to describe the characters in Beauty and the Beast, a well-known show, as, the candlestick, or, the teapot. Yeah. But I think when I was 5 years old, I was, admittedly, I'm the youngest of 3 kids, and so my mom was just like, something, anything to help me in the summer. So I started with this little like traveling theater group called Prairie Fire Children's Theater. It was like a week-long contract or something, where I would go be out of the house for a week, and then, Mom was like,
yeah, right,
all right.
Yeah.
And I did The Wizard of Oz, and I was Toto because I had a really great bark. And that was it for me. I was like,
that's under special skills.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very good at barking, very good at neighing.
Oh my God. What about you, Ben?
That's awesome. My family was, my parents were avid theater goers. So like my mom was into choir, and she wrote my dad into it after a certain amount of time too. But they really prioritized taking us to the theater growing up, which was, that's a real blessing.
Yes.
So we'd go to see, local high school, local college productions. There's one story that we like to tell all the time where my parents pulled me and my older brother, who's 2 years older than me, they pulled us out of school. So we were in like first and third grade, and they pulled us out of school in the middle of the day as a surprise and took us downtown to see Wicked.
Oh my
And
God.
so that, is just like the absolute like spark that lights the fire.
Yes.
And my older brother, he hit middle school first, which is where we had like our first opportunity to act.
Yeah.
So he started doing it, and he was always a little more on the introverted side. So my parents were super excited about that he was, gonna go and like put himself out there on stage. And then I got to watch him and his friends doing it. And so then that sort of inspired me to follow with it. And he did that for a while through most of high school. And then when I got to high school, I was like, ooh, I really like this. And in college, I was actually a biochemistry and molecular biology major originally.
Excellent.
Yeah, and as I was, doing like stem cell research and stuff, and I was sitting in a lab, and I was like, man, I don't know that I can like do something that doesn't involve as much people, And every time I thought about my future, I would say, oh well, if I went with this thing that I love to do, would that give me time for theater? If I did this thing, would that stop me from doing theater? And then one day I woke up and I was like, if there's one thing that I keep on bringing up in every like eventuality that I consider for my future, and that's theater, maybe I should do that thing. So here we are.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be. Listen, you got the one life. Go for it.
Right.
And not everybody can do that. I mean, it's lovely that you have the opportunity to say, I am going to follow my dream. I'm going to do what really fills me, my heart. And works my brain and body and everything. I mean, it does everything, really, the performing arts,
Yeah, totally.
What is the first, like you talked about, was Wicked the first, I mean, like, you saw high school and go with the first professional show you ever saw.
Yeah,
was that it?
That was the first like Broadway kind of show, Broadway in Chicago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first. I mean, we had the album. We'd listen to it in the car all the time.
Yeah.
My dad would sing Galinda's high notes and make us laugh. And
okay, work.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you?
We actually took a trip, like a family vacation, to New York, and Beauty and the Beast was playing.
There you go.
Christy Carlson Romano, and we saw that. And Mom tells a story of like, obviously she didn't know anyone in the production. This is Broadway.
No.
But she started crying during curtain call because she was just like, I was just so proud of them. They did such a good job.
That's so sweet.
But you remember those first shows.
Yes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember them very clearly. Same thing.
Yeah.
Because I grew up right there, and so, but you remember that first one, or that first one that really had an impact on you, I think that's very important, actually. So with your roles, your characters, first thing, you're both wonderful. I mean, God, you're so good.
Thank you.
And I think I mean, ATI is extremely, I think ATI is extremely fortunate to have, and Judy Fitzgerald and Darren Murrell and Richard J. Roberts and Carol Morsells, the choreographer, cast this show beautifully. So you've never done this show before because it's not done a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not. She Loves Me is not done a lot. It's kind of a bit obscure, but it's such a beautiful show. It's one of my favorites for a very long time. And so when you got this, right? First thing, what made you audition for this show?
Oh, because it was one of my favorite musicals. Like, I saw the listing on Playbill, and I was doing another show at the time, so I couldn't make the in-person EPA. which is the audition. And so I emailed Darren, and I was like, "Hi, I'm so sorry, I cannot make the in-person audition. Here's my resume, here's my headshot, and here's a musical theater reel, so you can see how I am. Please let me audition for this."
Right.
And I got a call back, and I was like, oh, thank God. Filmed that, and then cried when I got my offer.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a beautiful story, and
Yeah, it really is.
It's one of those rare romantic comedies where it's not too schmaltzy.
It's not at all.
No,
not at
where
all.
it's just.
But at the end, it's so beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so. It's
And your
so
character,
romantic.
the character of Amalia, is not the typical ingenue. That's
No.
what I always liked
Yeah.
about the show too.
Yeah.
It's spunky. She speaks her mind.
She's petty.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
Especially for
Petty,
how old the
right?
musical
Petty.
is. Yeah, for how old the musical is.
Yeah.
That's remarkable
yes,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
1963.
Yeah.
So here they are, and took it from Shop Around the Corner and In the Good Old Summertime, two films. First one was with Jimmy Stewart. The second one was In the Good Old Summertime, and that's the one I know actually, with Judy Garland and Van Johnson. They work in a music store actually, and then of course they made the movie You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. But this came in 1963. This musical by Harnick and Bach, and yes, she's a little progressive.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
You know, because this show written in 63, but it takes place in the 30s. Okay, in Hungary, and so even in the 1930s,
Yeah.
you know, she's an independent woman. She's working. You know. But anyway, okay, so yes, I think that's a reason it's such a great, because it's such a great, so many layers to it.
Yeah.
It's like your typical ingenue.
Yeah.
You
know?
can be comedic, you can be
Absolutely.
dramatic, like it shows the full range.
Yeah.
And I'm so unbelievably lucky to have that sort of challenge in a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you believe me.
Yeah.
It's like
Knock it out of the park.
It doesn't even seem like a challenge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then when you, oh my God, that role of Arpad,
It's so sweet.
It's such a sweet role.
Yeah, it really
right?
is. Yeah.
But what about you? I mean, what drew you to this show?
Yeah, so I do this thing every year. I mean, free plug for them, but I do UPTA. Yeah, the Unified
That's
Professional
right.
Theater Auditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those happen in Memphis every year in early February. And I've done that for 2 years now, and it is phenomenal. It's just so
And
amazing.
we met, and I didn't remember. Remember that?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Darren's like, you met him.
No, I know.
I said, when?
But that first day, when we're all meeting each other, and you sort of just get the auto response of nice to meet you, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Yeah, no,
I was like,
I'm
I
with
did?
you. I know. I'm pretty sure I said to Darren, nice to meet you on day one, and I was like, I know who Darren is. What's going on?
But I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, and that is a very good
It really is.
Mostly for if you're not in the union yet, you
Yep.
know, but you're working
exactly.
towards that. A lot of theaters go there.
Yeah.
And it's like a mass audition in Memphis, and it really is a great place to be seen.
It really is.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Darren, you know,
Yeah.
liked you. He watched he was the one watching all the auditions. And so, but did you know the show at all?
Yeah, I got to see. So I also, after I went to Trinity Christian College, I also attended the National Theater Institute.
Okay.
And that was right out of COVID, so that was the fall of 2021. Yeah, and so I was looking for anything to do, and I was living downtown Chicago, and there was nothing going on, and so I kind of just on a whim threw in this application and got accepted, and it was just one of those oh my gosh kind of moments, and I worked my butt off for months, saving up for the tuition and everything, and I went for the semester and just loved it. And my roommate sang "She Loves Me," the titular song,
Yep.
and that was, I don't think that was necessarily the first time, but that was definitely a resurgence of it in my mind. And I was like, oh man, what a great song. And then I looked at the show and I was like, what a great show, yeah. And I was visiting actually a group of those NTI alum after we all finished the program, and we all took a little trip to Washington D.C. and there was a production there playing. So we were like, okay, and so we went to see it there, and that was the most recent time that I saw it, just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, this show kind of keeps coming up for me.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, totally.
Meant to be. All right. Yeah, so please come see the show. It's just a gem of a musical. It really is. And it has so many, like we were talking about, so many great elements in it. Comedy, it's heartfelt. The characters are so lovable, all of them. It's got some crazy wacky moments, the ensemble. Oh my god.
Yeah, you get to see them do some really fun stuff too. Some
It's
great
a lot
dance.
Of fun, and
Yeah.
and the show to me, always what I thought about the show is it just flows like this.
Mm-hmm.
You are never, there is never like, you are always as an audience member, like from start to finish, there's never a lull.
Yeah.
Some shows have that, but there's never a lull. It seamlessly just goes, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that was how wonderful. Because it's a 2-act show, but it's so entertaining that when you see shows that are so entertaining like that, because people nowadays, sitting in the theater,
Right.
Yeah.
times, unfortunately, times are changing a little bit, but people want quick, and they're like, okay, I'm out, go see it, I'm out, but you won't feel this way with that. It is a 2-act show, but it's so entertaining that, and please take 2 hours of your life and go to the theater and sit down and relax and enjoy and forget. It is a time to forget things sometimes, and to also have the show make you think.
Yeah.
Too, about certain things, That's what I always say.
Yeah.
When you go see a show, and I don't know what you guys do. I mean, when I go see a show, right? And after the show, you always go and discuss it.
Oh, always.
Always
yeah,
go and discuss
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Like I've always done that. You
Yeah.
go see the show, and then you either go out or you're going home and
Right.
you talk about it.
Right.
And you look through your playbill.
Yeah.
And because I look through the playbill beforehand if I'm sitting there,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Right.
But that's when I really look through it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and you really start talking about the show.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because it's like, there's a slice of life that has been put in front of you, and that's an opportunity for you to learn something about life and about, like, who you are as a person and how, like, what would you do in this situation? And, like, there's so much opportunity for you to experience something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, and it's just a continuation of the art form. You see a production, and art is not necessarily meant to just be seen. It's meant to be discussed, so that it's just a wonderful way to, it's not just 2 hours of your life that now becomes 5, 6, or it stays with you for your entire life. So, yeah.
The power of theater.
Absolutely.
Power of live theater. Or the power of the live performing arts.
Yes.
Whether it's, theater or symphony, dance, anything, So I can never stress the importance of it, in life and in communities everywhere in this country.
Yeah.
That's what regional theater
Right.
for,
Yeah.
and across this country. That's what we have. So, okay. So, but now, you live in the city now.
Yes,
when
I
say
live
the
in
city,
New
I
York.
mean New York.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Yeah.
If you're from there, that's what they say.
The
If
city.
you live
city.
in New York, at
You
least
live in New York,
once,
the tri-state area.
it's the city.
It's the city.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yes.
You're in the city. You're down in
Nashville.
Nashville.
Yep.
How do you like it? When did you move into the city? That's my.
I've been on the East Coast for I guess I can't do math since 2016.
Okay, 8 years.
Thank you. Yeah, math.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
Yeah. I was living in Philly for 4, and then December of 2020, I decided to take the jump into New York. And people are always like, "Ooh, December of 2020," and I was like, "You think that?" But we had really good rent breaks
So true.
during.
Because it was
December.
a mass exodus out
Yes.
of that city.
Right.
let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah. So then I kind of swooped in, got a great deal on a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
So I've been there for 4 years, and I love it. Yeah. It's just
Good.
It's just the people, the places, everything.
Are you up? I think we talked about.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
before.
I'm up 145th.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which people are always like, "Oh, that's so far up the island."
Oh
And
no,
then I'm
I
like,
was 190.
yeah, I was like,
Are you kidding? It's great up there.
No, I
I
was
was on
like,
190th. It's
like
fantastic.
I can get to Midtown in
It's
you
the
know,
best.
30
It's-
minutes.
Yeah.
Like
It's fantastic
Yeah.
being farther up. It's quiet.
it is
It's quiet, and they're more like neighborhoods.
yeah, I am
I
a block away from a park.
Yes.
And I'm like, you
right.
would not get that in Midtown.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, you can walk over to Central Park, of course.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Mhm.
But but being somewhere that's a little more quiet and a little more neighborhoody feel.
Yes.
I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never wanted to be in Midtown or down the Village or,
Hell's Kitchen.
no, Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
No, I never wanted to be any of those places. I never even looked
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's getting worse and worse, that's for sure. It's getting a little harder and harder to afford to live in the city. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way.
No.
People have to live somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And that's happening kind of, it is kind of happening in other places than cities.
Yeah.
But it's still, it'll always, it's still a great place.
Oh, yes.
And I will stand by it,
Yeah.
my whole life.
Yeah.
New York City. So, anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Sophie,
Yes.
Ben.
Yep.
They are in the show and they are fantastic. So please come see it. The show opens November 1st. It runs to the 17th over at the Studio Theater at the Allied Center for the Performing Arts. You can get tickets on the website, atistage.org, or just call the box office, 317-843-3800. They're very nice over there. They'll help you out. Very lovely at the box office over there. And just come see the show. Take some time and come see a lovely, lovely musical romantic comedy. All right, thanks for joining us. I'm Cindy Collins, and this was Lunch Break with ATI. We'll see you next week with some other cast members, I believe.
Ooh.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Of the show. Of course, we might be in tech.
Yeah.
So I might not even be here. And if I'm not here, nobody else is in the show. But we'll see.